I have the pleasure to be joined by super featherweight, lightweight, super lightweight contender, whatever contender he's going to fly in on 4 days' notice, Josh Padley. Josh, press conference, you're fighting on Dalton Smith's undercard, mate. But first of all, Matchroom's latest signing. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's good feeling. Like I say, best outcome for me off of the back of a loss. Almost, like I say, I've said it before, don't almost feel like I have lost. Got a multi-fight deal with Matchroom. Somebody finally in my corner, backing me, major promoter. In my opinion, best there is. So I'm ecstatic to do it and looking forward to the next stage. Definitely
as well. When Eddie gives you the call, obviously, like you were saying, in the contract to fight Shakur Stevenson, that you had like the comeback fight almost that was as a courtesy of taking that fight on 4 days' notice. But when Eddie rings up Tom Stalker and goes, or yourself, and goes, no, we want to extend that fight, you must be, your life was already changed, but it's now giving your boxing career a boost as well.
Yeah, like I said, I'd packed my day job in prior to getting the 3-fight deal with Eddie, because I thought, I know I've got a 1-fight deal with Eddie, so I'm going to put everything into this. It's time. I've obviously got this big following now. It's time to obviously prove what I'm about, and if I win this, then obviously hopefully land myself a multi-fight deal after that. But no, I got a voice note off Eddie about an hour or two after, packing in my day job saying, Josh, we'd like to work with you, I think we can do something big here. How would you think about signing a multi-fighter deal with us? And that was obviously music to my ears, perfect outcome. Jumped at the opportunity, and I'm excited to do this next stage.
Definitely as well, and Eddie said title fight as well on April 19th, I think that's the date,
yeah.
April 19th as well. I mean, obviously you did get the world ranking to fight Shakur Stevenson off the winner Mark Chamberlain, but like we said in our Zoom interview, I think after that fight, obviously those titles that Mark had weren't on the line, and it was a bit of a stinker for yourself. Like, you wanted to win those titles as well, but April 19th you get the chance to pick up a title as well, to have it alongside your area title on the mantelpiece as well.
Well, that's it. Obviously, I've got a little international title that the British Board of Boxing didn't recognise, and obviously other than that I've only had my area title. I should have the WBC silver title, which obviously I should have got against Mark, and then, like I say, try to get the WBC major proper title, the world title. That didn't come off, so no, it'd be nice to get a belt, and like I say, keep working. And Eddie's now in my corner and he's on my side, which is all I've wanted throughout my career, and I'm excited to see how the roadmap of Josh Padley takes now.
Definitely as well. I do want to talk about one thing. I want to talk about because my colleague Ash spoke to you after the fight. We spoke about the Shakur Stevenson fight itself, but I want to talk about the moment when you've been dropped and the ref's counting in your face, and you got up, and I think it was just before the stoppage. You got up, and the place roared. It was the loudest it'd been at any point. I mean, how did that? You might have been tunnel vision at that point for you, Josh, but I don't know if you've watched it back and heard that, but it was an amazing moment that the crowd were behind you. They wanted you to continue in that fight. They wanted you. You showed the effort. It must have been a nice feeling in that.
I can actually remember. I haven't watched the fight back yet. I'm not quite at that stage. That's not a nice one to watch back yet. I will get round to it, but yeah, I took 15 fans out to Saudi with me. They jumped on the plane straight after me, so shout out to them a lot. But there was the whole stigma of there's no atmosphere in Saudi, and it's not the case at all, especially not on that night. I can remember getting up after the second knockdown, and it erupted. Everybody was cheering, like I say, everybody were on my side, which were nice, and it felt nice. And that even as I was walking out after the fight, on the way to the dressing room, everybody was still cheering, and there were no bad energy whatsoever towards me. And like I say, my head was down, but everybody were cheering and wanted pictures and all sorts, which were nice. It was a weird outcome.
Definitely as well, and not many fighters get that reception after a loss, Josh, as well. And like you said, you haven't watched it back. I mean, from being there in the arena that night, you didn't disgrace yourself at all. You fought the WBC world champion on 4 days' notice, and I feel like you've done a really good performance as well. Why haven't you watched that fight back? Is it just difficult to take because it was a loss and your first one as well?
Yeah, first loss as a pro. Obviously, I didn't go there just to take part. I went there to try and get that belt out. That was my mindset in it, and getting that belt, and like I say, doing history that nobody, like I say, 3-weight world champion 4 days' notice. It'd have been crazy if I'd have pulled that one off. So that's what I went to do. A few of my mates and that have obviously watched it back since and said, "No, Josh, watch it back. It is you." There's nothing, like you were saying there, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You put a good account on yourself. You can see that there's bits in there that you belong in there. Obviously, just given the conditioning to body weren't there, but it's not going to be on 4 days' notice, is it? But I'll get round to watching it. But
definitely send me a voice note once you do, Josh, as well. But yeah, and you've had the taste of the Saudi lifestyle as well. I mean, I think it was both our first times in Saudi the other week. But obviously, there's some news going on with Turki Al-Sheikh signing a deal with Dana White, this boxing league type thing. I think from reports, and I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me if I'm wrong, I think the winners of those championships fight for the Ring Magazine title, obviously, which a lot of people do and don't consider the only world title that matters. I mean, if the call came again, not on 4 days' notice, but if the call came again, would joining that type of boxing league set up appeal to you at all, with that Ring Magazine belt being kind of the cherry on top of the cake as well?
Yeah, whatever's best for my career, I'm keen. I think I've proved time and time again now that I'm not bothered about taking a little bit of a risk if the reward's there for it. Both of my last fights have been massive risks for me, and I've been a massive underdog in both of them. One didn't go my way, and the other one did. But if it's the best thing for my career and it's going to progress me the best, then I'm all for it.
Definitely as well. Josh, I'll leave it there, but any final words for the fans eagerly anticipating your return in that title fight on Dalton Smith's undercard April 19th, mate?
Tune in, like I say, the best version of myself. I'm going to be here. Is going to be on Showcase then, April 19th. I've got a full camp. No opponent as of yet, but I'm sure we'll get that ironed out in the next couple of days. Title fight, like Eddie said, so I'm looking forward to it, lifting that belt.
And I look forward to being in Sheffield. Josh, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. It's a pleasure to catch up with you in person again and not on Zoom as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.